Welcome to a Women's Day special episode of Speak Easy, and I'm with the coolest Shruti Haasan. Shruti, I've obviously.
I love how you have a camera personality, everyone. She's not like this normally.
Well, no, I'm very, very poised, extremely.
Then so am I. Continue.
Yeah, that's kind of true. Shruti, I've known you for quite some time, and what you've constantly maintained is the realness,
Thank you.
And which is so important today. Because when you come in the industry, you're given all sorts of advice to be someone else. So let's talk about your journey of when you entered to now. What were the advice that you didn't take?
Well, when you started out, first of all, thank you. But when you started out saying in this industry, there's an idea of what perfection is. And
everywhere.
Everywhere, really. I think that started very early on in my life. So I was a very quirky teenager to begin with, like heavy metal listening, black nail polish wearing. When all the other girls were like, getting their Valentine's cards and stuff, I was like, not in that group. Somewhere, I think a strength that has stayed through and through is that I've always celebrated difference as a strength. Like the fact that I'm different is my strength, not my weakness, So I wish I had taken some advice maybe when I'd started. I think that because I wasn't always as confident in communicating, I became more reclusive. And today I feel like honesty and openness is something that helps me as a person. And I probably wish I'd taken people's advice and like, chill Shruti, just be friendly with everyone. I was like, lekin mujhe wo achhe nahi lagte. Like that's gone now. So, yeah.
I feel you're content in your space, which I don't think a lot of actors are. It's difficult to stay secure and content. Do you look at it in the same manner?
No, I think, I wish I had more of a plan or an ability to be strategic and plan. I actually don't possess that to a great degree. So a lot of it has been instinctive and going with the flow and kind of just going with the course of life. In that, certain things have happened, which I'm very thankful for. And certain things I'm like, I could have really avoided that whole movie and 65 days of shooting. So you live and you learn, really.
Yeah.
I think the most important thing is like, I stopped like feeling like I have to be in this thing, I have to be doing this Hindi film or that Telugu film at this time. So taking a break for me was amazing because it just made me realize and feel very aware of who I am and what my limitations and strengths are.
Massive changes in the way we look at female characters particularly. Tell me, how have you looked at this change? Because from the time when you were offered scripts to the time today, how do you look at this evolution?
I feel like even way back when like my first Tamil debut was probably still one of the strongest female characters written by Murugadas sir. Like she was an anchor in the film, like she was propelling the film and she wasn't just a pivot point at some. She was dragging that film forward, in that sense. So I feel like after that I've had some characters which really have had not much to say, but it's been that I've had to do a film which I wanted to do in that commercial space for that time for a particular reason. So I don't have regrets, but I do feel like it's a constant up and down pendulum that swings. Even if you look in society, you see a extreme left to right swing and from liberal to conservative, from like really oppressive to really accepting. So I think in cinema also we keep having these ups and downs. The only thing I've said this previously as well is I just wish it wasn't like female oriented film and film. There's something in between which is really the fun place that we need to explore.
And hopefully we'll reach there someday.
Yes.
For a long time, made sure that the male character is more strong because that, according to them, that got in the box office. Today, even that is being challenged on, this entire myopic view of how the films work. And do you see that sort of propelling further conversations in the future to invest more money when there are films specifically around female characters?
Like today, Kajol ma'am said at this press meet that we had for Devi that it took one Wonder Woman to be like the highest grossing film for people to realize, and then if you see it did set a trend. That hasn't, but it's not to guarantee that next year Hollywood will have films that are like, Wonder Woman again. Like I said, it's a constant up and down, but what needs to change is the general narrative and the approach to how are women characters written, what are their voices, why are they there in any situation, and who are the people watching it then questioning. Like I said earlier in an interview, if you went and narrated or gave a script to a woman today of a character based 30 years ago, it could either be like a Mother India, which was outstanding, or she would say, I'm sorry, this doesn't make sense. So at some point, the people watching it and the people playing it have to say, this literally doesn't make sense, you know, and for that, society also has to move. It's like art imitates life, life imitates art, and we're moving at this kind of push and pull situation at this point. Yeah.
You know, and what are the things today that you would definitely want the people writing the script, the screenwriters, to be more aware about, and things that you would not definitely portray on screen?
I think it depends on the film, right? Like, you could be playing a submissive woman, or I'm not saying that I wouldn't play that part, but I want to have justification for the woman's character, whether she's dominant, whether she's submissive, whether she's a housewife, whether she's whatever she is, a party girl, whatever those standard things are. But like, it needs to make sense, like the journey, give the woman enough subtext. That's what I'm always looking for. So even in a commercial film, give her subtext,
Give her something
not randomly write her as a one line and like insert her into the film. Give her a good subtext, give her a subconscious existence as a character.
In the past 2 years, have you seen that effort being made by people?
I think so. I think it's a slow progress, and like I said, it's just woman film and
nothing
film.
in between.
So the in between is we've not really gotten there.
You know, of course, I saw Devi, and one thing that it brought out was this entire feeling of unity, standing up in the sisterhood.
Yeah.
And today we see, you know, that they are together trying to fight this battle of patriarchy. Would you agree with that?
See, I'll tell you one important thing that the film brought about, which I loved even in the script level of it, was they're fighting first. Pehle to women have to understand to get along a little better.
I agree.
On a human level, we need to stop judging anyone and anything that you don't understand, and really we've not been put here to judge each other.
Yeah.
If you can manage to be offended by another person's uninformed or ill-informed opinion of you, you have no business doing that to somebody else, man or woman. I feel women have a very easy way of talking, and things which are very stereotypical get associated with women, like pitching about each other and gossiping, and really that's a rule I have in myself that I don't want to get into. If I don't like someone, man or woman, have the guts to say to them, or don't say anything at all, period. That's like a good approach to have. I feel that the sisterhood is getting stronger, and I think that there are different kinds and different groups of women who are banding together, because everyone needn't get along. It's not that all women have to get along. No, maybe you have different interests, backgrounds, whatever, but in a situation like this where the overarching freedom and safety of a woman is questioned, then, you know, there is no question of background.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What's one thing that you took away from the sets once you walked out?
It was really nice. It was very estrogen filled. That was there.
Lovely, no?
Yeah, it was nice. It was really nice, and it was men who believed in women, which was very nice. Who were on the sets, like our producers Ryan and Niranjan. So good women need very good men as well.
No, I completely agree. You spoke about judging, and like you said, we are very harsh on each other all the time. You have been speaking about this, but how often you get judged, which you are dealing with your own way, and you sort of, you know, you give it back sometimes
I don't think it was giving it back, Rudrani, as much as it was like, let me just address this. It was really that. I felt like there wasn't anything to pick on, and they're like, tumne apna naak theek karwaya types, and I was like, okay, yeah. Literally felt like that was the only thing. And you know, I've always loved 8 Mile with Eminem in it, because he gets on stage in the rap battle and like reverse raps about himself first. So I always believe that if you are honest and open and transparent, there's very little for anyone to poke holes in.
Yeah. But I think it was important to address it. I mean, haven't we for years, you know, whether someone chooses to do plastic surgery or not do is their choice. And I think that is what we are addressing as well.
Yes.
Can we respect
it's
women's
your body.
choices?
Yeah. And there were comments like, but if you didn't care, why did you do it? Because I wanted to, right?
You want to
So
be happy.
it always is about you, your journey. And after that, I elaborated saying, yes, I've had, you know, fillers and I didn't want them. And I should be, as a woman, a girl in her 20s, 30s, whatever, be able to go through these journeys. And I also feel, I never want people to think I'm propagating it, but I also think you cannot judge people who want to do what they want with their own bodies. Yeah.
We call this Nothing But the Truth. It's going to be very easy because she's quite truthful all the time. Are you ready?
Yes.
So a sexist comment when you entered the industry, which you were appalled by, and then you sort of give it back.
I'm still appalled by, you're quite bold and like sharp for a girl. Like that is just, okay. thanks. Did you know, was I a kitchen knife and turned into a hammer? Like what? Like what do you not understand, you know? So that's something I've heard from the beginning till now.
Even now?
Yeah.
And how do you...
For a girl.
For a girl.
Yeah. The beauty of, like, sometimes you should know in life that certain things are not worth responding to, and this is one of them.
Well said. Few actors, especially female actors, you'd love to collaborate with on screen.
So many of them, really, so many of them. But I would just give an arm and leg to act with Cate Blanchett. She's like my hero.
What should the film industry finally stop doing or showing to show that they really are believe in women empowerment?
Our navels. Like, can we stop zooming in on our navels, please? That would be great.
We would really feel empowered if you just skip that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a step, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there, but I don't think we need to, like, you know, yeah.
Few films that you think have depicted female character with such insensitivity and it should be corrected?
I think anywhere which plays to the stereotype ki BV aisi hai, girlfriend waisi hai, women are like this, wo to, any film that kind of segregates women to that category is not nice.
What are the changes that people in the industry told you must do to become a better actor?
Forceful get along with everyone, which I was never able to do. Now I get along and I'm open in a way that feels natural and comfortable to me. And I've said this before, when I first showed up, I was very insecure and underconfident because the pressure was a lot. And I said, I don't care, but I did care. And the pressure was a lot. And I thought being reclusive or withdrawing and opening up only to my friends was like safe. And now over time, I feel like I am who I am. And if I dislike someone, they kind of stop existing in my realm of importance, and they're just there, and I'm okay to accept them for what they are.
Wonderful, truthful as ever, and I love it.
Thank you.
We'll give you a little bit that you deserve way more, but few things that you enjoy, a little bit hamper from us. If you have fun. I like how she's checking it out.
There's a lot in here.
I hope you have fun with it. But thank you. I'll end it by asking you, Women's Day.
Yes.
Who are the women in life who have really influenced you and you know, have a great part in making you who you are today?
I think, of course, the women, like, you know, that you're born with, your mom, your sister, your family, that's like taken for granted. But I would say my friends over the years, and I have like an amazing group of women friends who are very, very different from each other, and I have something to learn from all of them. And I think they've really been a part of my journey, the good and the bad, and I value them a lot.
Fantastic.
Happy Women's Day to all of you beautiful women. Remember that we all have something special about each of us, and it's for us to find it.
Thank you once again. Shruti Haasan, one of the most amazing women that we have, and I absolutely love her. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.